Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Now with the holidays quickly approaching, I wanted to share a quick appetizer recipe that you can make for your family or your guests at home. This one right here is for a Guyanese style fish cake. Now this is not traditional. I'm not going to be using the fresh fish in this recipe. I'm going to be taking a shortcut and using the canned tuna. If you don't want to use canned tuna, you can also use canned salmon. So the recipe is actually very simple. We're just going to dump everything straight into the bowl and start mixing. So in my bowl, I have some potatoes that I've boiled. I peeled and I boiled them in some salted water. And once I drained them, I added them to my bowl. And I added in my canned tuna. Now again, like I mentioned, if you wanted to use canned salmon, you can use that as well. And I'm just going to go ahead and mash up these ingredients very well until it's nice and smooth. And at this point, we're going to be going in with all of our flavorings. So I'm going to be going in with some finely chopped red onions, going to be going in with some finely chopped wiri pepper, as well as some chopped scallions. Now you can use whatever kind of fresh spices and herbs that you want to add in here. It's totally up to taste and preference. I'm also going to add in a little pinch of my homemade green seasoning just so I can get those fresh herbs inside of this dish. And I'm also going to be seasoning with some adobo or some all-purpose seasoning. And we're just going to go ahead and mix up all of these ingredients until they're well combined. Once all of those ingredients are mixed together very well, it's time to add in an egg. The reason why I add the egg in after the fact is because I want the mixture to cool down fully. Sometimes when you're mashing it up, the potatoes are still hot and you do not want it to cook the egg. So at this point, I'm going to mix in that egg until they're well combined with the potato mixture. I'm also adjusting a little bit at this point, so I'm going to be going in with a little more salt. And I'm just going to continue to mix until everything is well combined. So it helps if you let the mixture cool down in the fridge for about 20 to 30 minutes. You don't have to let it cool down for super long. It just makes it easier to handle. So what I like to do is take a little bit of a handful, a couple tablespoons worth, put it into my hand, roll it into a ball, and then get it into a log shape. Now this is the shape that you'd usually get a fish cake in. You could of course make them round in balls, or you can make them round and then flatten them out into little patties. It is totally up to you. And I'm going to be coating this today very simply with some all-purpose flour. If you wanted to coat it with some egg and breadcrumbs or egg and then crushed crackers, you can definitely do that as well. But I'm going to show you the very simple way with the all-purpose flour. Once you get them formed, you just have to dust them in the flour very lightly until they're well coated, and then you continue to go ahead and shape out the rest of your fish cakes. I like to go ahead and make all of them and bread all of them before I start to fry. So this way when I'm frying, I don't have to keep going back and forth. So I've got some vegetable oil heating up on a medium-high heat. So into the hot oil, I'm going to be going in with the batch of my fish cakes. You do not want to overcrowd the pan because these will fall apart if the oil gets too cold. That's why you have to make sure the oil is nice and hot as well when you add them in first. And all you're going to do is keep on moving them around, be very gentle with them, and let them fry until they're beautiful and golden brown. Remember, you don't want these to fry too quickly because they do have the raw egg inside, but they also do not need too long in the hot oil. And like I mentioned before, make sure the heat is nice and hot because if it's too cold and you put them in, they're going to start to fall apart. So after about 3 to 4 minutes, you should be left with these beautiful golden brown fish cakes. These right here are the perfect color for me. You can make them crispier if you want. You can make them lighter if you want. Just make sure you cook them enough for that egg to cook through. And once you get this batch out of the oil, you're going to let them drain on some paper towels, and then you're going to continue frying the rest of your fish cakes. And once all of your fish cakes are done frying, you can go ahead and serve. I made some mango sour to go ahead and serve them with today. You can serve this with any kind of sauce or chutney of your choice. And as you can see, when I break it open, they're nice and they're firm on the inside. Super hot, but full of flavor with all of those onions, the hot pepper, the scallions, and all of that fish running through. Go ahead and make this as per your own tastes and preferences, and let me know if you enjoyed this, especially for this holiday season. Please go ahead and like, share, subscribe, and drop those comments down below, and I'll see you all again in my next video. Bye everyone!